My Christmas in Japan has not been Christmasing for the past 4 years. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's 2 days to Christmas. Merry Christmas in advance, guys. So it's been 4 years in Japan, guys, and I thought to make this video about the difference between Christmas in Nigeria and Christmas in Japan. But if I'm being honest, guys, my Christmas in Japan has not been Christmasing for the past 4 years. Guys, it has not been Christmasing. Oh, hold on a second, I haven't even introduced myself. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, I am Akuna, a Nigerian living and studying in Japan. Thank you for stopping by. If you're an old subscriber, thank you for always sticking by me. I really appreciate it and do not take it for granted. So guys, let's get into the gist. So it's been 4 years in Japan, and if I remember correctly, guys, I have never really celebrated Christmas since 2018 until now. Like, my Christmas hasn't been Christmasing, like I said earlier, guys. So let me give you guys like a backstory. So in 2018 when I came, Christmas of that year, I had a presentation. I remember my professor telling me, yes, you're going to make a presentation on the 25th. And I'm like, excuse me, sir, 25th of December. I mean, that is a Christmas day. And he goes like, yeah, I know you're a Christian, but you have to make this presentation. Oh, guys, I was so sad. I was very gloomy. I remember coming to the laboratory that day, and after the presentation, he says, just go home. You don't look too good. And I'm like, yeah, this is like the first Christmas I'm ever not having fun, you know, celebrating, not being with family, and then I'm coming to school to make a presentation. And that was like my first presentation since I entered the university. So I was supposed to give like a rundown of things I've done so far, and I couldn't just miss it because it's Christmas. You know, when you get to Rome, I like the romance. And then in 2019, what happened in 2019? Yeah, I had experiments. Oh, I think by this time I had just taken the whole thing with my tight chest. I just had to hold it to my heart because I had a deadline coming. I had needed to make a publication. I needed some data, so I had to go to school, do experiments on 25th, guys. I remember getting into the university and seeing people here and then. I'm like, guys, don't you know today is Christmas? Why are you all around here? Why are you guys in the university? You should be at home or in other places having fun and all that. Then in 2020, I was pregnant. I remember vividly, I had antenatal. So when the doctor said, so see you in 2 weeks on 25th for the next antenatal, and I'm like, yeah, hold on a moment, I'm a Christian, that's Christmas. I said, oh, do you want to make a change? I just felt like, what's the need? I mean, I've been here for quite some time, so I know that the Christmas is not like a big deal. So yeah, that's how I ended up going to the antenatal and then heading straight to the lab after the antenatal. And then last year, I traveled to Nigeria, you know, with the whole ginger. Oh my, this is gonna be a very good Christmas. Finally, I'm going to celebrate Christmas the Christmas way that I know. You already know the story. If you've been following this channel at least since January this year, you should have seen that story. So I traveled, and then on Christmas Day, I fell sick and I was in hospital until New Year. So my Christmas didn't also go well. So guys, let's get right into it. So the major difference is that in Japan, Christmas is not a big deal, unlike in Nigeria. In Nigeria, Christmas is like the biggest holiday, guys, like the real biggest holiday. So our Christmas usually starts around 24th or 23rd in some cases and runs until 2nd of January. It's a whole long holiday, similar to Japan's Golden Week, like that runs from April 29th to May 8th, that whole 10 days kind of thing. Actually, the holiday officially is supposed to be like from 24th to 26th, then you go to work 27th, and then on 30th you stop, you go home again to rest on 31st. But you know how these things go now, because everybody's feeling the vibe, Christmas is in the air, so people usually don't go to work except for maybe private companies like the malls that have to be open almost during that period. That's when they make sales. So, but in Japan, everywhere is open. Like, schools are open, stores are open. Nobody sends you. It's not recognized. It's not a national holiday, because here in Japan we don't have so much Christians. About 12% of the population are Christians. So there's no religious connotation to Christmas. People just know, yeah, it's Christmas, and that's just about it. So it's not a big deal in Japan. But you know the funny thing, guys, in Japan, actually, this guy starts decoration, Christmas decoration in November, actually first week of November. Once it's November, they start putting up Christmas trees, you start seeing wreaths on some stores, you start seeing, you know, this whole red and white decorations, and you're like, oh, you know, it's becoming real, it's beginning to look like Christmas and all that. But that's just about it. They don't even really bother about, you know, the meaning behind the event itself. So apparently in Japan, Christmas is not for family reunion like how it is in Nigeria. So in Nigeria, during Christmas, guys, it's like a reunion. You know, it has this connotation to the Bible where Mary and Joseph had to travel for census and all that. So in Nigeria, you have people moving from the west to the east, more like how the connotation is, or from wherever they are to their hometown. So because I'm from the east, it's usually people moving from wherever they are to the east to back home. So I usually have these family gatherings, festivities. I mean, everything is popping. Like people, your cousins, your relatives you've not seen in the whole world, they are back home. You know, everybody's having fun, laughing and all that. Just having good time generally. You know, there are lots of weddings, lots of festivities. It could be ceremonies, chieftaincy titles, whatever, anything to just have fun and enjoy this period. Unlike in Japan, it's more of a couple thing. So we have boyfriends, girlfriends, husband, wife, and all that coming together to have like a romantic night, especially on the 24th. So in Japan, 24th is more recognized than 25th. So they usually have this whole couple time together. You see restaurants are all booked for 24th night because you have couples here and there hanging out, chilling, having romantic settings and all that. But Nigeria is actually the opposite. I mean, the number of weddings that happen between 25th and maybe like 30th is usually maybe what happens in 2 months. I'm not kidding you guys. It's usually festivities upon festivities. You are eating, you're drinking from one person's house to the other. I mean, as kids, it's usually more enjoyable because you're literally running around the whole house doing nothing. But as an adult, you're expected to cook, clean, do this, do that. You're barely enjoying the whole thing because you're always behind the scene doing the cooking and all things like that. So I really miss Christmas in Nigeria. I like that community, that whole staying together, bonding together, meeting people you've not seen in a long while. I mean, that's the joy of Christmas for me. So that's one thing I really miss about Nigeria. You know, there is new jams, new music, everybody's vibing to it. Oh God, I miss Nigeria. Like, I really thought my last year was going to, you know, bring those memories back, but unfortunately it didn't go as planned and all that. So another thing that is very common in Japan during Christmas is chicken. So I don't know why, but there's this whole idea that KFC chicken is the popping chicken during Christmas, guys. Like, these guys make serious sales. They make serious sales. So there's KFC in every Christmas. I don't know how to put it, but KFC and Christmas are almost the same. In Japan, these guys sell out. They really cash out during Christmas. So apparently, so then with commercial. So this is how things make me laugh sometimes. How business strategies and commercials can sort of change or make something become a culture. So in the 70s, when KFC came into Japan, so they had to do this commercial during Christmas, you know, showing the joy of eating chicken during Christmas. I mean, the recipe doesn't change during Christmas. It's still the same old recipe. But people just buy, you know, buckets and buckets of chicken. And also, turkey is not common here, unlike probably in places like the Western world where you have turkey, which is common in Thanksgiving and Christmas. But here in Japan, turkey is not common. So they just binge eat this KFC till they are tired. So KFC is a very big thing during Christmas in Japan. While in Nigeria, we are eating goats, we are eating rams, we are eating cows, we are eating chicken as well. I mean, chicken is like the most common or the most widely affordable by people. But you have people killing goats, killing cows during these festivities, especially if you have a very big family where you have lots of grandchildren, lots of children, lots of visitors you're expecting. So people don't really buy chicken in bulk. They just maybe kill one goat or kill one cow, and then everyone is having a good time, you know, and all sort of things, you know, meeting aunties that will ask you, why are you not married yet? So this is usually I think it's a very dreadful moment for some people because they get these questions from big aunties, big uncles, usually most aunties, not everyone though. So they're like, if you're of a certain age, everyone is telling you, remember, you know that your cousin that is here and here, that you're 2 years older than, she's getting married next week. Oh, what about your own spouse? What about this? What about that? Don't mind me, guys, but yeah, this usually happens as well. So some people dread this moment. Another thing that is a culture during Christmas in Japan is Christmas cake. So apparently in Nigeria, we don't usually have Christmas cake. I mean, cakes are attached to things like birthdays or things like weddings. But Christmas cake, in quotes, is not really a common thing, but in Japan it's a big deal, guys. Like, I remember, even like I said, in December 2020 I had my antenatal, and then after the antenatal I was heading back to the lab. I had to drop by a cake store to buy cake for my laboratory member, since I was heading to the lab, and they were really excited. So Christmas cake is a big deal. Like, virtually all the convenience stores, all stores are selling Christmas cakes now. You know, very this spongy cake with red and white decorations. It's a very big deal in Japan. Christmas cake and KFC chicken, they go hand in hand in Japan. So next thing I've also noticed is that in Japan, New Year is more, you know, widely recognized and widely acknowledged than Christmas. So apparently, New Year has a spiritual connotation in Japan. So during New Year, they go to the shrines, they do like Thanksgiving for the New Year, you know, talking to their God, or just giving requests and all that. So New Year is actually a big deal in Japan. During New Year, people travel to see their family. Unlike in Nigeria, where it's usually Christmas that people travel home to see their family. So, but in Japan, you know, there is this whole joy that comes with New Year. So in Nigeria, people like New Year, but I think when you're in the working class, you're like, so we are resuming work in 2 days' time. So people fancy Christmas more, because during the Christmas holiday, you're not thinking of work so much, because work is like in a week's time and thereabout. But once it's 31st, yeah, we do the whole crossover, you know, have fun on first, and everybody's like packing up to leave on second, or some people even leave on first, depending on how far where you live is from where you are at that moment. So New Year is much more of a big deal in Japan than it is in Nigeria. Another thing is that in Japan, people take down their Christmas decoration on 26th or even 25th evening. So it's very funny to me. It's really funny because, I mean, you put up these decorations in November. I mean, as early as 1st November, you're putting up decorations for this Christmas occasion, and then once the Christmas ends, like the next day, you're taking down these decorations, and then they're putting up something else. I've forgotten the name, something else they put up for the New Year celebration. So this would run from maybe 26th till 7th January. You're going to be seeing these decorations for a while to maybe mid-January, then they take it down. So it's really very interesting to me. Like, you start all the way from November, and then once the day of Christmas is finished, just take down these decorations. It's quite interesting to me. Then one thing I like about Japan that is different from Nigeria during Christmas is the whole illuminations, guys. Like, their illumination is art, guys. They do this illumination with so much energy. I always look forward to the illuminations. So it usually goes up around maybe 19th, 17th, 18th, and things like that. The illuminations are marvelous. That's one thing I like about Japan. I always look forward to the illuminations, and I live in a city where you have lots of trees. So I always look forward to those decorations and things like that. So I like Japan for this. But in Nigeria, illuminations are not quite a thing. I don't really think we do so well with the whole decorations thing. I think it's because in Nigeria, our Christmas is more of community. We're not really bothered about the whole decorations thing. As a matter of fact, things like Santa Claus are not popular in Nigeria, since for now people are leaning towards the whole Western culture to an extent. So now you have schools doing the whole Christmas party for kids, inviting Mr. Santa to come and, you know, play with the kids, give to the kids things during the end of the school year. The first term ends in December, so you have Mr. Santa doing this and all that, or in some malls or some. I remember when I was a kid, like Television Authority in Nigeria, the NTA. I attended the NTA Christmas party. Then there will be this Mr. Santa handing gifts to kids. So now this is a very good memory. I feel very nostalgic now. I remember attending up to 3 or 4 Christmas parties over time in corporations like this. Yeah, usually organized by radio or TV corporations. I remember attending these things. So it's not really very common in Nigeria as it is in Japan. So illuminations are maybe just within the house, like at my Christmas. Oh, I didn't even light it up. That's a story for another day. Oh wait, hold on, let me put on the lights, guys. I mean, what's Christmas tree without the lighting? Yay, it's on. I don't know if you guys can see it though. It's coming on and going up, things like that. Yeah, I can see it right now. So guys, so that's what I'm saying. In Japan, their illuminations are great, but in Nigeria, it's not so much of a thing. Just now, people are beginning to decorate trees and wear pajamas, you know, pressure us on Instagram and take family photos and all that. But usually, it's in the villages, or just people, a family coming together, having a good time, discussing the way forward. And yeah, this is the time to squash bubbles or whatever. Well, how do you put it? Like when people resolve their issues, you know, there's a family meeting on your head. If you're trying to annoy another family member, they do this meeting and then they try to know what's the bone of contention. So this is usually a very good time. I usually look forward to Christmas. Unlike now, I mean, nobody remembers Christmas. For me, so as a kid, I usually look forward to Christmas because you get people gifting you things here and there. In Christmas, I think usually from 15, people are already saying, I have a Christmas dress, I want to make this Christmas hair, I want to do this, I want to do that. I mean, this adult life is very hard though. Nobody told me about it. Like, nobody now remembers to say, this girl, take this for Christmas. This is to make a Christmas hair. Take this Christmas shoe. Adulthood is hard, guys. Nobody told me about this. We didn't even explain it very well. But moving on. Christmas in Nigeria is really, really a big deal. So guys, I would like to know in the comment section, what is Christmas like in your country? What do you miss about? Or if you're living abroad, what do you miss about your country during Christmas? Like I've said, I miss the community. I miss the whole fun, you know, just the coming together, the communion, eating and drinking together, and you know, having fun, meeting people that you haven't seen in a while. Imagine meeting your cousins, your distant relatives that you haven't seen the whole year. So it's really, really the community for me. It's not about the whole lighting, the decorations. It's about the community, meeting people you've not seen in a while, meeting new faces, like getting to meet your kinsmen or those who have been abroad, they just got back and all that. So it's usually that whole community for me. So I'd like to know in the comment section, what is Christmas to you and how do you celebrate it in your country, and how is it different if you're living outside your country? How is it different for you, considering where you're living now and how it is in your country? So guys, if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, guys. If you have not subscribed, I mean, give me this as a Christmas gift. Subscribe to my channel, guys. You know, it doesn't cost anything. It's 0 yen, it's $0, it's 0 naira. I mean, you don't have to walk into a store to buy it from me. Just click on that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, guys. So on this note, I say Merry Christmas once again, Happy Holidays, and may the joy this season bring be with you for a lifetime in Jesus' name. Thank you, guys. I look forward to the next video. Catch you. Bye.